this is my second time making this video. I didn't realize it, but I've been talking and realized that the video was like almost 30 minutes long. And I really didn't want that because it's Sunday. It's just supposed to be a, little short, sweet little thing. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna like redo it. So anyhow, we are on the way to church. I thought that we were gonna be late because I didn't get up until 6:30 and I still had to take a shower. Because Caleb was up literally all night long. We put them to bed at 7 and literally just about an hour on the dot, he was getting up and coming in there to me, or he would get to talking kind of loud to where I knew that he was still up and I had to go in there and deal with him. So yeah, me and Caleb is going on like no sleep. I got a little bit just here there, but not by much. So, and yes, I know I look very, very different this morning. And I kind of warned y'all that this was coming. I didn't tell y'all exactly what it was, but this is it. So I will do like a more in-depth, just a more in-depth video. But due to a couple of different things, genes being one of them, the women in our family has a hard time growing hair, or our hair has a hard time growing. And so I had told y'all that there was some things that I was looking into for me and my mom, and my mom is probably going to get mad at me for doing this, so I'm sorry. But it's mainly because she's really embarrassed, and I am too, but this is just something that it is becoming a necessity for me and my mom. So this is a cheapy one off of Amazon. It's not the one that I really want, because with this one you can only wear it down. Caleb, you can only wear it down, and I like to have my hair up, like off my neck, especially for church. But it is what it is. Now, once I start working, again and save up the money, there is a company online that I found that, Caleb, I will not tell you again, son, that has wigs that you can actually put all the way up. But theirs is, they're not really expensive. They're expensive for me. Like the most expensive one that I saw was like, it was either $130 or $150. That's really not that bad. But that's a little bit too much out of my price range at this moment. So whenever I start working again, I'll be able to do something like that. So, I mean, I know it doesn't look entirely natural, and I do have it pinned back right now just to kind of get it out of my eyes, because, it kind of comes like right here. Kind of gets on my nerves. So, I will take these pins out before we actually go into the church. So it will look a little bit better than what it does right now. But that's like a whole other thing right now. And I don't really want to get into it. Right now because, like I said, we're on the way to church. And this is supposed to be just a short, sweet little video. Although I don't know why there's a bunch of red flashing lights right here. It's not cops, but I still don't know what's going on. Oh, I don't know what that is. Oh, there was an accident. Those were cops. But apparently there was like an accident back there. There was a bunch of cops, ambulances, and fire trucks back there. Yeah, and they were at the exit, so most likely somebody was, considering where it is, they were probably going too fast and probably lost control. Because really curvy. Like, you take it and then you gotta, like, practically do like a 90-degree turn or 130-degree, whatever it is. And so if you're going over 20, you're gonna either fly off the bridge or flip your car because it's such a tight turn. And in something this big, I really don't like it. But it saves me time and effort, and I don't have to go hit all of those red lights that I would normally have to hit if I went just straight. So it saves me time and just sanity, because I hate hitting all those red lights. So anyhow, it is 9:16 and we're actually not that far from the church. And I want to input this right here, just in case you're wondering. You're probably not, but just in case. I have already had a conversation with my pastor's wife about me wearing wigs. And they are okay with it. There's actually a lot of people within the church that have similar issues to mine. They have, they've dealt with chemo, and there's actually quite a few ladies that wear wigs due to chemo. Because they've lost their hair due to chemo. And so, yeah. So like, she already knows. Now, I've not told her that I bought one. And so, like, it is going to be definitely a shock for some people who see me, that kind of see me on the regular. But the good thing about this church is that it is bigger, and since I'm newer to the church, not a lot of people know me. If they've met me, they don't see me on like a regular Sunday basis, so they might kind of tend to forget. And normally, since I have my hair on top, they don't really notice it, so for them, they probably won't even realize, And the way that my pastor's wife told me is, okay, so what? So what if they see you in a wig and, like, they look at you and they know you're wearing a wig? She said, so what? It's none of their business why you're wearing a wig. She's like, as long as it's not any, like, bright, vibrant colors, she says, who cares? That is between you, us, and the Lord. She said, now, if there's no reason for you to wear, like, if you have, like, hair that's down to your behind, she says, then there's obviously no reason for you to wear one. She says, but there are plenty of reasons as to why people would be wearing a wig. And she says, it is none of anyone's business but your own. She says, that's between you and your husband. She's like, I appreciate you coming and asking. She's like, since there is a medical reason as to why, she said, then yeah, we definitely don't have a problem. And so this isn't very natural. It is very black up here at the roots, and then it goes down. This is more of like my natural hair color down here at the bottom. There was another one that I thought I got, but I guess I had this one and the other one that the other one that it was this color, but it had more highlights through it, or it was a little bit darker, but it had highlights all the way through it. That's the one I thought I had bought, but I guess I must have unclicked that one and clicked this one, which is still fine, no big deal. I'm not too worried about it. If they have a problem with it, then okay, that is okay. But it is hard to find wigs that is like your actual natural hair color that doesn't have a lot of highlights and just so, and it's hard, especially the ones that more expensive ones is probably a little bit easier, but for the ones that say get my price range right now, it's a little bit harder. So, but like I said, I've talked to her. She knows it's coming. Not today necessarily, but she does know that I am going to start, or that I was going to try to start wearing wigs. I didn't tell her when I was necessarily going to start, I just happened to find this one that I liked, and I thought that it would work. And so, but I don't see her every service anyhow, because First Lady's staying very, very busy. As a former preacher's wife, I know how busy preachers' wives and ministers' wives and the First Lady can get. I've never been a First Lady, but like I said, as a former minister's wife, it can get very, very hectic. So, no, Caleb. No. No, Caleb. Caleb, stop, please. He's in a very grumpy mood. He really, really is. And I feel a little bit bad for the fact that I'm about to send him into Sunday school, being the little grumpy butt that he is. But at the same time, I'm hoping that, and I would make him sit out with me, but I'm hoping that being around the other kids, I'm hoping that will kind of help calm him down. So anyhow, we are actually about to pull into the church, and so with that being said, we are off, and we will see you guys next time. And again, I will do a more in-depth video about this, and in that video I will tell you why I'm going to be doing a more in-depth video about it. So with that, we'll see you guys later.